All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Randy. This is a 73 Dodge Dart Swinger that I've been building. Trying to get this thing ready for No Name Nationals. If you've been around and you're looking, you're going, wow, it sure looks a lot different than before. I put a ton of hours into this thing. Right now I'm working on the valance. We'll get everything sanded down. What I want to do first, let's test on this piece right here with my gun and setup. Make sure everything looks good. Afterwards, we'll spray the car. Let me show you everything I got done. Let's get to work. So I was really unhappy with this fender. I was looking at some footage and I could just really tell. So as you can see, I've really reworked it a lot. Put some more work into this door. You can really see the spots over here. I mean, it was waving at you. And I'm friendly, so I waved back. Back here, this is where I had to cut that section out and weld in a new patch at the beginning of this build. And this is just, I mean, it is like almost flawless. Maybe could do a little spot right here, maybe a little bit of glaze, but this thing is so nice. Same with over there. I found a spot right back here that was a little, just a little baby head back right here. So I went ahead and shaved that back down. And then this side, which was really straight, just really touching up the high spots, worked that rear a little bit more, work the door a little bit, put a little bit more work into this fender. So it's ready. Got my front done. Really, I got to get my grill back out and get the bumper down, but that will only take a couple minutes. So, but that's basically, there you go. I mean, you're talking like 20 hours of work of just sanding on days, I don't know, after getting home from work, on the weekends, you name it. So I know everybody's sick of sanding. Nobody likes watching it. You know what I mean? So I said, let's do the right thing. Let's get all this work done and surprise on you a little bit. Surprise! All right, let me get this sanded down. If you're wondering, I'm using this air compressor and my DA. The compressor is a little bit undersized for this, if we're truly being honest, is what it is. I'm powering my shop off of an extension cord. So live and let live. You know what I mean? Just send it. Take what you got, use it. Run what you brung. Go to Harbor Freight if you have to. There's no shame in it. Let's knock this out and get to spraying. Well, I can't make this up. Now I have no power. My breaker's not tripped, but I have absolutely no power. I had power, as you could tell. Now I have no power. This is the kind of nonsense that I deal with. I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying, but I don't know if my breaker it's a brand new breaker. Maybe the breaker went bad. I don't know. Dang it. Well, as fate would have it, testing this end of the extension cord, and I got nothing. But up here, where the other side plugs into, it works. Now, I did have my dog chewed through the wire right here. So I had to split it all and fix it. And if I was a guessing man, that's what's wrong with it. Well, I found another extension cord, as you can see, but it's too small and I can't run my compressor with it. So, lovely. What I will do, I'll clean this spot up by hand and get some Bondo on there. And then this spot and over here. So it won't be totally wasted. I'll just clean this up, sand these little spots by hand, and put a little Bondo on there, get it spread. There's a spot back here that I need to sand on, so whatever. I'll have to buy another extension cord, is what it is. I'll knock this stuff out, and then we'll get to spraying. I don't know. All right, so I got everything sanded down on this side, as you can see. Had to hand sand everything. In case you're new and you're wondering, like, is that why your car, this build is called Bad Luck Brian? Oh yeah. Here's the other thing. Every time I turn the camera on, it seems, that's when the bad luck starts. I sat out here for over 20 hours combined, maybe closer to like 30. Not a single issue. Turn the camera on so I can start showing y'all what I got done, and whatever. So I'm gonna clean these spots up. I'll get some filler on. I'll let it dry, and then when I can get up and get another extension cord, we'll get this sanded down. I'll do that off camera, I promise. And then I'll let you tag along when we lay down some of that nice 2K. Here's what it is, guys. Welcome to my life. So forgive the mask face, but I wanted to let y'all see. I guess I could turn this fan off, huh? Let me do that. All right, fan is off. So, filler primer. Again, this is what I'm using, the 2K urethane primer, activator, and a skosh of reducer. Not a lot, just a tickle. So, again, this is what I'm using for primer. Works really well. I like to use low volume, low pressure, again, for one of two reasons. I have a small compressor, less overspray. Now, the gun I'm gonna use to paint the car, again, that's an LVLP gun, but it's much, much, much better. This is just a quick throwaway for primer purposes. The gun for my paint doesn't have a nozzle big enough for primer. But there's a couple spots I'm gonna have to add a little bit of glaze to. Oh my goodness, we got dinner. And I mixed up too much. So I went ahead and I degreased and prepped this door just in case. I figured that was gonna be the case. So I got one spot right here, I got a glaze. One spot right here that I got a glaze, but I have no runs. Not a single run in my primer on the door or the valance. So if you got a small compressor, hi honey. If you got a small compressor, LVLP is the way to go. You're gonna get a great finish on your primer, even when you paint like a single stage. So we'll let that dry, and then I'll kind of feather off the edges where I got a little bit of overspray, degrease the car, and yeah, we'll get it ready so the whole car will be in primer. Oh, thanks for dinner. I got dinner.
Another one. There's another one.
All right, so this is one of those minimum effort, maximum results type of things. I've degreased the whole car. This is what I use because it's cheap. Here's my rags. There's my proof, okay? There's my proof. Y'all should just honestly be happy that one, I covered the wheels. Now that's electrostatic plastic. So that's not what we want. Oh well. I didn't feel like dropping the bumper all the way down because it's heavy, so I just kind of leaned her forward. More of that trash bag plastic. I did feather all through in here. I'm shooting an LVLP. I also paint. I have a really nice LVLP gun that my wife got me a few years ago. And it's amazing. The LVLP with a small compressor, that's really all you need. You can paint a car, you can paint a truck, you can paint a damn semi, honestly. So I got the whole car wiped down, degreased. While that's drying, I'll start on the other side, and then I'll start dry rubbing it one last time. Oh, there's a little speck from my rags. Again, not putting a whole lot of effort into this because the overspray is absolutely just a tiny amount. Not worried about it. I did cover the whole engine bay and whatnot. So here's the thing, guys. This is not a how-to. This is not the right way. Honestly, if you want like a show quality, you got to strip your car all the way down, get it down to the shell, work your body, paint it with everything out, engine out, interior out. Take the doors off even, you know what I mean? That way you can get your door jambs and everything. I'm going to have to open up and tape off. Now, when it comes to that, yeah, I will. I'll do a really good job taping that off so I don't get a bunch of overspray in my interior. But again, this is not a how-to. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So let's start spraying. All right, it's really unfortunate that this gun has leaked a couple times on me. It is what it is, you know, we'll fix those little spots. Let me top it off, keep going over the car. Once I got enough onto my liking, we'll let y'all see how it turned out. All right, so here's the deal. That gun sucks for like your hood and your roof and your trunk. It sucks. If you're trying to spray this away, it ain't happening, Chief. But vertically, if you're going that away, you know, whatever I'm trying to say, like if what you're shooting is faced this way and not this way, it'll work. But yeah, I mean, it turned out okay. I'm not totally unhappy with it. I mean, there's a couple spots where when you try to hold it like you would a normal gun, it just kind of started. I got little blobs that just dripped out of the gun, so I'll sand those down and fix those. Here's the deal. My buddy Mark has a much bigger compressor. So what I will do is I will block all this down by hand, get all my little spots fixed that needs fixed. There's a few spots that need a little bit of glaze. I'll spread a little bit of glaze, sand it down, get it ready for final primer, and then we will drive the car over to Mark's, get it cleaned up, you know, wash it down, wipe it down, get it ready. I'll use my LVLP gun instead. We'll put down one last real thick heavy coat, let it cure, and then we'll wet sand that down when we block it out that way. And then it'll be ready for color. So honestly, this weekend, I'll get the transmission, I'll finish getting that adjusted. I'll start blocking on this, kind of getting my bumper back up, just get the car in a state to where we can drive it down the road a few miles. But, you know, still wet up there. That's the last spot I tried going back over. So it ain't perfect, but it will be. It will be once I get done. This at least gives me something to do for another couple weeks, you know? Sand and block and sand and block and glaze and block and glaze. And then drive her to Mark's. So maybe another, what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks we'll drive the car down to Mark's. Maybe 3, depends on how much sanding I gotta do. Anyways, hey, the whole car is in one color. Again, that's just still wet. But it's technically the same color. The car's in one color. I'm excited. We're making some good progress. I got a couple spots I gotta fix. No big deal. Listen, thanks for watching. I hope y'all have a great week. See you next time.